other though either.
And I feel like at that age, I probably would have just did what they told me.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Or like if your friend doesn't want to also try to run, then it's like you need to be in agreement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, obviously where they were found was like off the trail in a divot, so like whoever like took them there like knew the area and how to get around safely and like knew that was a good spot where no one would be able to see them. And like if they had gone the other direction, there were like houses right there, like the private house and stuff, and like at other houses. So like he
Oh.
knew that he needed to take them like across the creek because that was into more woods, like away from houses.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. So February 22nd, there was another press conference, and the reward for information was set to $41,000. And the Indiana State Police sergeant said, like, murderers during his statement, which indicated they're looking for more than one person. But, like, then at the end of the press conference, he just said murderer. So it could have been a slip up, or they might be looking for more than one person. But also at this time, the FBI representative said the FBI would be involved in the case until it was solved. So, like, they were giving extra help. And they also released a part of the video clip with just the voice. And you can hear a man say down the hill, like telling them to go down the hill. And later it was cleaned up and you can hear guys down the hill, which I can play. But have you heard that one before?
On podcasts, I feel like.
Yeah. But like the way he says it seems so casual.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna play it again.
okay.
Guys, down the hill.
Yeah. And I mean, it's unclear if they clipped the guy's part and the down the hill, like if he said it like that with the pause and stuff, or if they just clipped it together to like get more of his voice. Because I
Oh.
know there's like more on it that they're not releasing, but
Right. Ugh, I wonder if they'll ever release all of it.
well, we'll get there.
Okay.
But yeah, they were like the police were hoping someone would recognize the voice, but it's just such a short clip that it's just so hard for people to say if it's like someone they know. And it's also a little unclear if it's like that voice is the bridge guy or if like someone else is speaking, like if he had an accomplice or not.
Oh.
But July 17th, police released a sketch of the suspect. Middle-aged or possibly older, scruffy in appearance, slightly heavy-set, wearing a hoodie and newsboy-style hat with hair peeking out, dark eyes and a large nose. So that's the sketch they released in my document. But like this looked like a lot of the guys who live in Delphi, so it caused
I was gonna say.
yeah,
It looks like any man from Indiana.
right. So like it caused a lot of fear in the community that it like literally could be anyone. And then September 27th, a name came up, Daniel Nations. And Nations was facing a felony charge in Colorado at the time for like allegedly threatening several hikers with a hatchet. And the Colorado sheriff contacted Indiana State Police due to the similarity in like the cases. And he was also on the registered sex offender registry since 2007. And like he registered himself as a sex offender in Morgan County, which is south of Indianapolis and like 90 miles from Delphi on January 31st, 2017. So it like puts him in roughly the area.
Yeah.
And like he was required to check in every 7 days in person, like by law, and he did check in on February 14th, so he was like still in the area at that time. And then he was in jail from February 24th to the 28th and like was in and out of the courts. And he also went on the run for like the months following the murder. But
Jesus.
yeah, for like other stuff, I guess, but 2 days after the police released the initial sketch, he skipped a court appearance and went on the run again. So, like, Indiana State Police went to Colorado to interview him because it seemed promising, but, like, nothing conclusive came from that. And then April 22nd, 2019, there was another press conference. And for this one, they, like, invited all of the public, which is pretty unusual, and also had everyone sign in before they could, like, enter, which is also unusual. And like a lot of people thought this would be announcing like an arrest or something, but it wasn't that. Like police asked for help in identifying the driver of a vehicle that was parked at the old CPS welfare building in Delphi, which was abandoned. It was like on the east side of County Road 300 North next to the Hoosier Heartland Highway. So like this car,
That's hard to say.
yeah, Hoosier Heartland
Hoosier
Highway.
Heartland Highway.
I'm a Hoosier, so I could say Hoosier Heartland Highway. But yeah, they said the car was there between the hours of noon and 5 on February 13th, 2017, which is like when the girls went missing. And where the car was parked is only about a 20-minute walk from the Monon High Bridge. So they asked for if anyone could help identify this driver. And they also released a new sketch of who they believe is the murderer due to like more information over time, because this was like 2 years, a little over 2 years since it happened. And they said they think he is between 18 and 40, which a lot of people were like upset by, especially the families, because they've been looking for like the older guy and sending out flyers everywhere, like with the old sketch. And this one seemed completely different. So like now it felt like they were starting over. Um,
Oh.
I mean, it does.
Well, I don't know. I look at the two sketches. The nose is the same,
Yeah, right.
kind of.
Yeah, I have an overlaid
And
photo. Like that's what
oh,
it like it has the old one under the new one.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're not that different. Also, I have a comment.
Yeah.
I think when they had everyone sign in, like sometimes murderers get so obsessed with their own work that they get involved in trying to solve
Oh
it,
yeah.
and like they would show up at the like they would a serial killer would definitely be at the press conference open to the public, that
Right.
because he's so smart they'll never figure him out. He's right under their noses.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's my next paragraph.
Oh,
But that's fine. No, that's
sorry.
good. Um but yeah, like the family saw the overlaid sketch. Like someone did that online and put them both over each other. And once you look at that, they do look pretty much the same. Like the basic features.
Like you really can't even.
Like if he was just clean shaven instead of and like his hair's shorter, I guess. Like it looks pretty much the same. But I think
The
because
eyes are really similar.
yeah. I think because the first one though, like he had more wrinkles to him. Like they said maybe 40s and so like like this one they're saying is
Yeah.
younger for sure now. So or they think so at least. But yeah, the police ended the press conference by saying that they thought the suspect could be in the room. Hence, they invited everyone and wanted people to sign in. And also, according to Susan Hendricks, which I read her book, but she was a reporter at the time, um, at the bottom of the press release page that like the police handed out, it said, "We have a witness. You made mistakes. We are coming for you, and there's no place for a heartless coward like you to hide that gets his thrill from killing little girls." So like the police were trying to taunt him so he could slip up.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But I mean, the general public hearing that he could be in the room with them right then and that he looks different than what everyone, because everyone in town looks at everyone and says, "Do you look like the sketch?" But
Yeah.
now the sketch is a little different. So that just put the public more at like on alert. But July 22nd, 2019, another suspect name was put into the media. 55-year-old Paul Eder. So police stopped Eder in Lebanon, which is about 50 miles south of Delphi, after they thought he was driving a stolen car, but he refused to cooperate, put a gun to his head, and drove into a field. And negotiators talked to him for 5 hours before he killed himself. So 2 days before this incident, he was accused of kidnapping and sexually assaulting a 26-year-old, holding her captive on his family farm. Like 12 hours later, he drove her to a residence and released her, where she called police. So like DNA was collected from him like after he killed himself, but he hasn't been linked to these either. Like people kind of just heard these things in the area and was like, "Oh, maybe it was him too that did this." Like kind of trying to just attach these
Yeah. I
people.
mean, that's like a questionable thing to do.
Well, yeah,
You get pulled over and you like
right.
create like a standoff? Like that's a little.
It is, yeah, but his MO doesn't. I mean, if you had a 26-year-old, I don't know. Most people that do
Yeah,
shit
they
like
usually
that,
have like a victim type.
yeah, but nothing came from him. By April 5th, 2021, so that's like 4 years later, the reward money for any information was at $325,000, which I feel like I've never heard of it being that high.
No, that's really
Yeah.
high.
On April 19th, 2021, 42-year-old James Brian Chadwell was arrested in Lafayette, which is the town that's right next to Delphi, for kidnapping and sexually assaulting a 9-year-old who survived and was found in his basement. So after his mugshot was released, a lot of people speculate he looked like the updated sketch. And he also had two large tattoos on his arms that many people thought resembled Abby and Libby, which is just freaking so creepy. Um,
They kind of
I
do.
know they do, and they say that
And they're scary.
right, they're like bleeding blood or their eyes are crying blood.
And noses are bleeding, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, on July 29th, 2021, the police said they had no comments on Chadwell or any other suspect, and an arrest was not made still for the Delphi murders. But I assume they looked into him. And then December 6th, 2021, Indiana State Police announced a possible break in the case and asked for anyone who had interacted with user Anthony_shots on Snapchat or Instagram. And this account was later identified as 27-year-old Keegan Anthony Klein, who created a fake profile to lure underage girls to communicate with him on Snapchat and send him photos and videos, like inappropriate photos and videos.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And um they found out that on February 23rd, 2017, he factory reset his phone. So like that was weird on the timing. And February 25th, 2017, I guess police issued a search warrant for all electronic devices associated with the account, and he didn't turn in his phone until like 2 days later. And it was clear he had uninstalled and deleted several apps, including Meet Me, Snapchat, and Instagram. It was also eventually revealed that Klein had communicated via social media with Libby the night before her death. But like that was ruled that him communicating with her was the extent of his interaction with Libby.
Oh,
Because a
good.
lot of people thought that he told her to like meet him at the bridge, but
Yeah.
but it's just weird that he talked to her the night before she ended up dying. But he was arrested in 2020 for possession of child porn, so at least he is also in jail. In March 2022, the true crime podcast The Murder Sheet obtained and released a transcript of a police interview with Klein, which, according to the transcript, when he was asked about Libby, he said, "I don't remember talking to her really. I don't even know who she really was until after I saw that on the news." But then he failed a polygraph and he deleted his Snapchat and Instagram again and searched online how long does DNA last.